Well, this is a random battle that's got a lot of bots in it, and it's not ideal. It's a tier 5 battle. That's my ship here. But in order to get a full field, they can't even match tier 5s against each other. They bring 4s in. So this battle is 4 and 5. I'm an up tier here. And then, because there's not enough live players on the server, they have to bot it. Now there's 12 ships, and if you look at it, it's at least it's botted symmetrically. Same amount of destroyers and cruisers and battleships per team. But many times, what World of Warships is forced into doing is to up-tiering 2 tiers. So you have 5, 6, and 7. There won't be a full field. There'll be as little as 6 players on each team in a random battle, and the field won't even be symmetrical. It'll have one team with an extra DD or an extra cruiser or battleship. And the thing to obviously do that's lost upon them in their broken matchmaker is to put bots in those fields and up the AI on the bots, because it's currently set very low, and then to to fill them fully, and don't go up 2 tiers. That leads to steamrolling and rollover games, layover games. But I just don't think they're putting resources into the game in order to amend the matchmaker, which has been broken for 10 years. Everybody knows it, except them. They claimed in their last roadmap, the January roadmap 2026, the matchmaker is not broken, which tells you it is. The fact that they have to say that tells you it is. The player base perceives the matchmaker as broken. And then they go on with some, condescending statement that, well, the random battle is the essence of the game. It's what has caused the game to endure, and we have to be sure that the random players are pleased. And yeah, that's true. That's true. But the matchmaker is definitely broken. And the fact that they will even say that, if they really don't know it, it means they're not engaged. They haven't been engaged. So you can't start with a statement, the matchmaker is not broken. Anybody that plays this game, fairly regularly knows it's broken. So what I've got here is a waiting game. I got a couple of bots, and I'm just not ready to zoom out and engage them, so I'm waiting on them. And when you play this game, you have to recognize what ships are bots and what are not, because the AI is turned down so low on the bots, you can effectively expose yourself to them to a certain extent and not take significant damage. Some of them shoot at an angle 45 degrees away from their target. I kid you not. So I don't know if this Gangoot is going to tail end this thing and get stuck. And he doesn't tail end him, but he's putting the brakes on as I'm waiting for him here. So I'm not real concerned he's behind the ship, but pretty soon I'm going to have to move. And I just don't feel that I did a good shot with him moving so slow and everything, and I didn't work. What I like to do is swing around and hit him with the other rack. So it's an even game at this point, 5-5. Let's see how many human players are left. They have 4 human players left, and we have 3. So now I get, and he's shooting at the ship in front of me. I guess he didn't know I was there.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Now, I'm not saying I enjoy this kind of game against a bot with the AI set so low. They could turn it up and make me play more cautiously. Obviously, I'm not playing too cautious against the bots, but it's better, in my opinion, and I think they would find in their number of players playing, if they would bot the fields rather than have. I played one random game with 3 players on each team. That's ridiculous. You know, to contend the matchmaker. Now, one of the reasons the matchmaker is broken is because fewer and fewer players are playing the game. In this game today, there were only 44 players online on the American server, and it was 1:30 p.m. 4,400. That was all. So that's a lot of games with different tiers to allocate. But then what's happening in a lot of these games, especially at the higher tier, the clans are interclanning and bringing in frosty members from clans they're not in. You'll have one guy from, say, KSD, another guy from that, which is not really a clan, and then another guy from another clan. And they come in to low-tier games and interclan in order to club baby seals and bots. And I think that should be outlawed. That is helping undermine the population because the new players don't like to go in and get slaughtered. And you see this being discussed on Discord, and anybody that plays know what happens. When I see it happen, I call the clans out. I believe it's cheating. I believe it's unethical. And I've gone to clan commanders, like the Wookiee clan. The commander there is Wookiee Legend. And I laid out how his players were interclanning in to beat up baby seals at tier 5. And his response was, well, I don't see why they can't play together. He didn't address the question, which told me he was evading it. So this guy, Wookiee Legend, is just one of the fellow travelers. He just wants to not be bothered with ethical behavior. He wants to be able to beat up, on the baby seals. But wargaming has an interest here. The more they allow this beating up on the baby seals with low server population numbers, like 4,400, the more they're going to drive the lower level players away. And Wookiee Legend is creating damage, but he's not engaged enough. He's not of enough character to recognize it and do the right thing. He could tell his clan, listen, you guys want to come in as a clan? Okay, but don't interclan at tier 5. Coming in as a clan is bad enough, but to interclan, that's clearly a ploy to try to club baby seals. So that was my only real player spotted. And I laid a pretty good lick on him.
Enemy destroyer foundered. That was a great battle.
That Koenig. Was it the Koenig? Yeah, the Koenig is a good player. We had a Cesar too? Let me see. Oh yeah, we did. Wow, that's a powerful ship at this level. No wonder we won. Those shots are all over the place. The divergence of those, that's a little better. Not very good dispersion. Not very good. Too much dispersion. So, the bottom line is wargaming has some problems with World of Warships. One of the contributors that ran World of Warships numbers just had his server go down. He said with the loss of player base and everything, he was probably going to discontinue it. I do understand that there was an overture from Wargaming to maybe assist him, because a lot of the better players rely upon that numbers. I know I like it. I used to refer to it probably every day I played, just to see what my overall progress was, to check out other players after the fact, to review the game you played, which I like to do to be a better player. I didn't always do that, but I'm quite a good player right now, but I had a really bad first 2,000, 3,000 games. So I'm still overcoming that. But when I play, especially low-level game like this, I usually fare pretty well. And I don't like tier 10 because of the super arcade nature. But really, wargaming's at a crossroads. They need to move in and fix the matchmaker, fix random battles, make it fair, encourage new players with the little incentives they used to. More ships they can acquire, more flags and pennants and bonuses and buffs. And they need to get back to that because I just think it's on the wrong curve. I think it's downhill, and I do enjoy the game, and I don't want to see it go away, but the way it's heading right now, it's definitely heading that way. And they got some real thinking to do, and I don't think they've been engaged in it. I think they're trying to find ways to increase profit when they should be working on making the game more fair in order to increase profit. I think they'd have better luck with that.